YouTube, Crown Vic Nation. You know what it is. I want to say thanks to everybody. Happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. Kwanzaa, Christmas, with Jewish holidays, whatever holidays. You know, it's all peace and love out here as usual. So, Crown Vic Nation, I'm back. Getting some work done. There's still a lot of work to go, and I'm trying to get some done. So let me start at one of the main points that I'm trying to do is get this suspension off of this car. Why? What are those? There's literally, look at that, YouTube. This is a low, well, you know, high low mileage Crown Vic, and look at the bushings there. I might have made a video a while ago about this, but I'm getting back to it, trying to get it off. Unfortunately, I can't, just because this is just seized on there, and I had to call up a mechanic to come over shortly, sometime this week, to help me finish getting this off. But this will be off, and I'll have all the new suspension on there. I believe I did show you guys the Detroit axle kit. They're also, I'm going to get, they have rotors and brakes. I'm gonna get a rotor and brakes, and they also send the clips. They also send a brand new set of these little clips right here that I can't wait to get. So I'll have those on here shortly once I get all this. What am I doing also? Oh, this fender. I have to get rid of this fender, guys. It's junk. I reached my hand under here and I could just feel that it's no point to save this fender. It is not. I mean, it is just rusted out under here. This is a 2011, but when you're in harsh climates like this type of stuff happens. So I have a kit coming. The kit comes with the tool and these rivets. It comes with a whole kit of different type of push pins or push type retainers. It comes with like 400 of these, and it comes with a little pry that'll make things easy to get these retainers out with. So when I get that, I'm gonna get ready to pull this off. I'm gonna do a little rust prevention, and when I talk about rust prevention, a lot of people say, "Oh, don't do undercoating." But what I have figured out and known is that, let me show you. When people do the rust coatings, they will just paint over the rust. Just paint over the rust. And I understand that is not how you do it. You have to get rid of the surface rust first, get down to some metal, and then put your coating on. So eventually, when I get that kit, I'm going to take this panel off, get under here, put a little coating only on this side, and then a couple other spots under here. And then eventually, I'm going to do the whole vehicle once it goes down, let's say, you know, in the wintertime or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, like I say, I have to fix this, and this is a nasty part in the floor that I'm glad I caught. It's not on the other side, but this, I'm gonna have to cut all this out and have it a piece welded in here to fix that. So that is one of the things I'm going to do. And like I say, I'm gonna get under here with my drill and just get all this stuff. Like, all this stuff has to come out. Like this, you have to get the deep to the metal as you can, and then coat it. Don't just coat it, you know, just to coat it, because I understand that is counterproductive from trying to prevent it. You have to remove this and then either paint over it. So like all this, if you can see all this side of the car, I'm going to get it off, try to prevent it from going too deep. See, as you can see, and that's what I'm gonna do. Get it down to there should be a little piece of metal in there. You know, that's why I say save it until at least you can have some professional person get to it. So it is a low mileage car, but being in this type of weather, it will just corrode a lot quicker. So like I say, this won't be a gutting project. This will simply be just, if I was to take this to get it painted and have somebody else do it for the labor, it will cost quite a bit. So I'm figuring there's places online that actually paint match these. So I figure I might just get a paint match one for now. That way the car is all white. I think it's like 70 extra bucks for them to do the painting and all that. So I figure it's no more or no less than what factory paint is supposed to be. Definitely for that small panel like this. So I'm just going to probably get one that's paint matched, put it on here. I've started to take some of the stuff off the computer and the bracket for the computers right there. I got the reservoir for the washer fluid off, and then I'm gonna end up, like I say, once those push the tool comes, that way I can get those pins off. I'll be able to pop all these off, get this off clean. I don't want to struggle with it and tear anything up. These pins right here, it's a little tool that sticks and pop pop, leaves everywhere. So YouTube, like I keep saying, I'm working, man. I'm working on this project for the Crown Vic guys. And let me get to another thing that is very important to this whole build. And I'm talking about the exhaust. Guys, I'm going to stick with the stock H pipe and exhaust. I'm going to leave it under there. I am going to, yeah, more rust that I have to clean up. Yeah, that's what I say. Um, I'm going to leave this 2-inch exhaust with the stock mufflers on there. I'm going to change how the mufflers, how the exhaust pipes come out, and I'm gonna put a less restriction on here, because if you think about it, if this still had the catalytic converters, you would have two places that the exhaust slows down at, and it comes through the H pipe, and then it slows down some and comes through the mufflers. I'm going to simply eliminate the catalytic converters and straight pipe it, because I needed the headers modified, and I would have had to still add a straight pipe. And the fact that the cost is adding up real quick for the 2 valve, and the fact that I want to do the 4 valve or start it next year, which was really quick, it will cost more to modify these headers. If honestly, if I could somehow had a pipe bender, I would have tried to go ahead and do it, but it seems like it's just going to cost more than what it's worth for me to try to do a 2 valve, that I'm not trying to make the highest horsepower or the baddest 2 valve on earth. I was years ago, but since I have fell in love with the 4 valve, I'm figuring that I could just put the stock logs on here minus the EGR, and the heads, I ported them. I'm going to have a video that I thought I erased. I'm gonna have that video coming up. I'll probably upload it tonight to kind of tell you about the heads before I sent them off to the machine shop. So I'll have that video also. But um, it'll just cost more money to do this versus even just buying a set of Cook's headers or Stainless Works headers or another whole OBX kit and using that exhaust. So it'll just cost too much more. Yeah, some guys who are sticking forever with 2 valves to get them modified, fine. But since I know my car needs a 4 valve, either it's 4.6 or 5.4, I know it's just not worth the cost to have a shop modify these versus just use the stock logs. So it's going to be free flowing exhaust. I'm going to bet the secret to the recipe is E85 and bumping up the compression on the block to around 11 to 1. I know when you do a non-PI short block to PI head, um, it gets you about 10.5 to 1. So I have ported heads, cam, 11, 11.2 to 1 heads. You know, that's going to be the secret recipe with E85. So that's what I'm just going to do. I'll get with you guys. Check you out, YouTube. Appreciate it. The Black Beast. I got to get her dash out of here. She's in there. Still get her dash out of there. Get this weight down. And YouTube, I'll get with you. Like I say, just because I'm not recording every 5 minutes, bringing you goofy content, I'm doing something. Crown Vic Nation, stick with me, and I